Vikram, awards galore. I mean, you hit a purple patch with the company. So how does it feel?
It feels very, I'm elated right now. At the time when I was joining Saregama, almost everyone, including some very senior people in the system, asked me like, why did you leave Tata Sky and join Saregama? Did something go wrong out there that you had to join Saregama? For me, whenever I'm asked this question, the reason for joining Saregama, I give an example of, suppose you are the managing director of Taj Group of Hotels, and somebody comes to you and says that right in the center of Delhi, there is a huge Haveli, where Maharaja Akbar used to go back and live, right? His bedroom was there, his living room was there. Will you like to go back and build a hotel there? You go to that place and you realize the foundation is weak, everything is in tatters. But you know that if you get it right, you will have the grandest hotel with the biggest history that you can have at your disposal. Wow. Saregama for me was that kind of a challenge. It was great to say it was sitting on gold dust, but that gold dust has to go out in the market and start making a mark for itself. That way it's an extremely satisfying journey. So the accolades, the awards, the market capitalization, all that is very nice. Sure. But it's overall, it's the self-belief. When you walk, I was telling Mr. Agarwal, VC Agarwal some time back, that you walk onto the floors of Saregama right now, you will find energy there. And almost anybody who walks into our office validates that. That's
which I totally agree with. Which I totally agree with. I mean, when I walk into the office, it's a very different office from what was there, say, 5 or 6 years back. Which brings me to the next question. What did you think when you walked in? And obviously, it's a very different company now than when it was when you had walked in the first time. What did you see? And what did you think, okay, this is what I need to do now?
I'll give you an honest answer. The first time I walked into the company, not the group, right? I had walked in out here and I felt in RPSG in that sense right now was a bit like Tata Group, right? Large offices, paneled, senior people, at times their names are also not out there. That's very Tata Group. So for me, I was at home here. Immediately after this, I landed up, even before joining, I landed up at Saregama office once. And GB Iyer was the only person who was there at that time, sitting here. And that was the only time I thought, where have I got myself into? Ye kahan phas gaye hum log aake. But no, after that, one of the first decisions that was taken was to move the office. And after that, I don't think I have ever doubted my decision.
Wow. But what did you see at that time in terms of the DNA, which you felt ki, okay, there is something which needs to be done which could be different?
See, if you ask me, the only change I have been able to bring in that I'm proud of is self-belief. I saw the self-belief extremely low. When you start thinking that we are dated, we were a number one company at one time, now we are nobody. We are the laggards in this race right now, then you start behaving also that way. That's a defeatist mentality. And a person who has a defeatist mentality can never take the number one position, even if you give all the resources of the world to that company. That's a change that has happened out there in the company today. Now, first the people have to believe in themselves, then the products start coming out, then the world starts believing in you. And right now, somebody was commenting, now it's very difficult for a week to pass, where some publication, some newspaper, somebody is not covering Saregama. Suddenly it's the flavor of the country right now, which is a great position to be in.
But tell me, I mean, this is something which I've always been very intrigued about.
That's a tricky question coming. That's a tricky question coming.
I must tell you one thing. When I was talking to him the other day, he said, give me any question and I'm going to give you a very honest answer. But I reserve the right not to answer sometimes. So, tricky. Okay. So, this is my first tricky question. Saregama in this whole group is the one which has had the maximum number of leadership change. You see it from outside, it's such a lovely, sexy, interesting company. You know, what makes it so difficult? Why can't leaders stick around? I know you can't speak for them.
It's very difficult for me to say. All I can say, when I was joining in, that apprehension was there. Almost all my godfathers in Tata Group were telling me, you are joining a company which is promoter-driven company, see the past track record, and are you sure of what you're doing? And I can tell you this right now, from the professional perspective, I don't think Tata Group is even 0.5% of the kind of professional nature I've seen with Mr. Goenka.
Wow.
So for me, that's made the real difference right now coming in. It's the professional attitude that I find out here right now in the day-to-day functioning, which is quite contrary to what people believe outside, looking at the past history of what happened at Saregama.
That's interesting.
It's difficult for me to point out right now where the fault was.
Sure.
But I don't see any reason if at some juncture I am thrown out or it will be lack of performance. I don't think it's about a cultural issue.
So, as a business, it's actually not just one business. You're talking about number of businesses which are all housed in one company. Is that the challenge which a CEO really faces?
No, see, one of the other challenges of entertainment business is vanity. Suddenly you start forgetting you're in the business of entertainment and you are not entertainment yourself. Very tempting to go back, hobnob with the Bollywood types right now, and being the managing director of Saregama or a top executive of Saregama, if you want to do it, you can do it. And somewhere the focus starts shifting. I'm lucky in that sense. The entire management team which is there right now, they're all very clear. We are here with a clear-cut agenda. We want to prove that a company that was not doing well, if it's led properly, can do wonders. We are not entertainment. Right. We are not necessarily going to stay out there. Nobody is necessarily saying right now we're going to stay out here for 10 years or 20 years. It's a wrong thing to say, but I'm honest about it. We people all have a clear-cut professional agenda out here. We want to fulfill that agenda. And while fulfilling that agenda, we don't want to walk into the temptation of saying right now, can I have my friendships going out there with Fala, or can I have my personal agenda going on out here?
Fair enough, fair enough. Since you mentioned the Tatas and you've spent a long time with
Practically
them.
my entire career.
Practically your entire career. What is the major cultural issue cultural difference which you found when you walked into the portals of a RPSG company?
Actually,
vis-a-vis, the 2 or 3 companies you worked with?
I find the entrepreneurial part much stronger in this group than I find in the Tata group.
Wow.
This is the panel discussion that I'm having tomorrow also. I see a very strong trait right now, or ability to go back and take the risk on at the top level. Maybe it's Saregama, I can't speak about the entire group, but I see the decision taking right now between the board and the management team and the chairman, which is very fast. It's a yes or a no. Tata Group in that sense right now starts getting hassled right now with the bureaucracy of decision taking, which is a huge problem they start having right now when the group becomes too big.
True.
But both companies, the people are good people.
People are good people. Fair enough. You are a BTech. After that, you did your MBA in finance. And now you're known as the marketing whiz kid. I mean, what's going on here?
I also don't know. My son is looking at his undergrad and I keep on telling him right now, how wrong can you go? If I could go back and do this after going through a wrong journey. वो करण जौहर की पिक्चरों में बुलाते हैं या वो यशराज की पिक्चरों में बोलते हैं कि इन दी एंड वही करो जो आपका दिल बोले कहने को. And that's a journey I have followed. I hail from a typical conventional middle class family where parents taught it very, very clearly right now that if you're doing well, better join an IIT. Because otherwise, बच्चे अच्छे घर के बच्चे और क्या करेंगे बेटे, वो BA थोड़ी करते हैं. I never wanted to do computer science, but again the pressure that if you've got a good rank, you better take computer science right now. You cannot go back and take mechanical. Mechanical is not for the biz kids. So I did that, worked with TCS, which was my day zero placement at that time. Hated the job. I just could not get myself to go back and work and said, okay, let me do MBA then. MBA, the same problem once again started happening. Ended up doing decent in marks. And that pressure, that if you're doing good in marks, finance, money's out there, brainy people go into finance. जो कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं वो marketing करते हैं. Right? The brainy crowd sits out there in finance. And MBA schools put that inside your head right now, at least used to 20 years back. And I did that. The greatest thing that happened to me in my career is working with this group called TAS, Tata Administrative Services. Sure. This is a cadre of 120 people that is selected by the Tata Group, which move across group companies. And the good part they do, they allow you to select the company of your choice and the functional area of your choice in the first 2 years. So you can walk into any group company of the Tata Group, go to the managing director and say, I want to work in finance or marketing or sales or IT. And nobody says no to you because you are regarded as the chairman's henchman. So nobody can say no to chairman's, people coming from chairman's group. There I started realizing how much I hated right now on a day-to-day conventional finance job. And marketing started exciting me a lot. But also an age right now where you start thinking right now, how many times in my life will I be doing things because people are expecting me to do things, or the right norms of the society are expecting me to do that. I took my risk at that time after a very short stint, and there I landed with Tata Indica launch. And according to me right now, career changed.
So someone actually took that leap of faith with you because you have no marketing background at that point of time. And you chose Tata Motors, as you say, and they said, go ahead.
Straight Tata Indica launch, I'm telling you.
This is
खुदा
astonishing.
मेहरबान तो गधा पहलवान वाला scene चलता है. It just had that falling in my lap, and had that not happened, maybe I wouldn't have built a career in marketing.
What do you think people saw in you? I'm
no
very
idea.
intrigued.
I have no idea.
Wow. But then tell us the story about Tata Indica. I mean, it was something else at that time, right?
Tata Indica was a great
And,
journey. See, Tata Indica was a great journey, and relatively junior. I was a product manager at that time, responsible for the advertising and the specs that were going into the car. The high for me when I was Tata Indica, the third Tata Indica that ever got rolled out. One went to Mr. Chairman, Mr. Tata. Second went out there to my boss, and third was with me. So the fact right now that every traffic signal we used to be stopped, and people used to ask feedback. I almost felt like Shah Rukh and Salman and Amir all combined into one there. There was a huge high at that particular time. But it was good learning experience. It was also an experience of how you can go wrong. And a lot of stuff that I have learned right now, I think Tata Indica plays a very important role there.
So, just as an aside, I mean, because we're talking about Tata Indica, the brand has subsided in its, the high which it had
Yes.
at that time.
Yes.
What do you think if you were there, what would you have done differently?
The brand is as good as the product. And if the product starts going weak right now, great advertising can
never
go back and give the initial fillip to a poor product. In the long run, product has to work for itself.
That's where
I
it's
don't think enough work happened, right? And the other reasons that went wrong, I'll tell you off the record. I can't say here.
Fair enough. You joined Star TV
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah.
Was the Peter Mukherjee there at that time?
Yes. The Peter Mukherjee was the managing director of Star and interviewed me.
Oh, okay.
I joined there.
Okay. Okay. So, what was your stint like then? There
See,
and then. Yeah.
I don't know how people who are 45, 50, 55 in this room right now will realize late 90s, early 2000s, anybody and everybody was jumping into the digital bandwagon. The general fund about all kind of companies, chaytime.com, but then kaun si companies were coming and getting launched. So the feeling started happening right now that after such a great education, if I'm also not jumping into the digital bandwagon, something is going wrong with my life. Here, Star gave me an option right now to head a particular area of the digital part. And I just jumped into it. And then they were straight away making me from a manager to a VP. And at that time, the title VP sounded very nice.
It is,
I said,
even
Baki
now.
jai bhaad ke andar baith kar, let's become a VP now. So I jumped. And within 6 months of my joining in, Rupert Murdoch, the chairman of, that time chairman of Star, took the decision, no more investment going out there in the digital venture. And suddenly, I was literally within 5 months of my joining without a job in the Star system. And nobody knew what to do with me. And again, somewhere I think God favors me. DTH in India was banned by Parliament in late 90s, and they suddenly one day lifted the ban. And Star's sister company Sky,
Okay.
which is the biggest DTH company in UK and various parts of Europe, they wanted to jump into DTH. So I was the first employee of DTH industry in India. I was the first person who was thrown into that venture because I was free. And so on 6th of December, I think the ban was lifted. 7th of December, I was part of the DTH.
Wow, and
part.
that's the
And
big
that's the venture I went along with. And then Tata bought back into that venture as an 80% owner.
Okay.
And here I was back into the Tata fold.
So Tata Sky was actually started by you, in a sense. You were the first
I
employee.
was
in
first
any
brick
case.
in the,
First
in
brick.
that, in the
Okay.
empire that was built.
What's the story behind it? Because that was a very contentious time for, there was this CNN thing which was going on, and there was this controversy around DTH which got lifted, and there was
No, it was
what
nothing but right
really-
now the fights happening between the two empires. One was Star Network, other was Z.
Yeah.
Right, and if again 90s, if you guys remember, Star and Z actually used to work together. Both were co-owning a channel right now. Then they split, and there was bad blood, and both were politically strong companies. The one company was trying to checkmate the other company, and we were all getting stuck in that part.
Okay.
That was a difficult time because from 2000 or 2001 to 2005, here I was getting my salary without we being able to launch a DTH operation. Most of the people used to laugh at us in Star System, saying, right, मुफ्त खोर बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पर कई सारे, जिनको कुछ काम है नहीं. And all we were doing was to roam to various parts of the world to gain experience. So it sounded very frivolous at that time. But that's the only reason that Tata Sky was able to launch and within 6 months get a clear-cut market leadership position. Because some 17 of us people right now were there that long building the blueprint of how you're going to get launched, roam around the world, look at other DTH operations, get the things right. So that when we launched, we got it right the first time.
Fabulous. But coming to Tata Sky as a brand, I mean, even now people will blindly pay more for a Tata Sky at a premium. What is that ingredient which makes a brand so premium that people don't even question and they pay a premium for that brand? And and that's something which is even now going on.
But that happens category after category. See, a brand in the end of the day holds a lot of rational and emotional promises. And the rational promise that Tata Sky brand always had, that there's a Tata ka bharosa, that they are not going to go back and cheat you. And what we were able to do on top of that, put a sheen of premium imagery which was going in, so that you can show off that you have got a Tata Sky connection. What I'm very proud of, Tata Sky is the only brand under Tata umbrella which has got a premium imagery and still wears a Tata brand. Tanishq, Titan, Taj, which are premium brands of Tata's, they don't have a Tata name associated with them. Tata Sky is the only premium brand under the Tata label right
Never
now,
thought of it that way.
which has got Tata connected to it, because Tata stands for Sasta Bharosemand.
Correct.
Tata doesn't stand for the most premium imagery right now. Tata Sky was able to go back and create that and still sustains it.
Fantastic. So Saregama, what was that conversation in your head? I mean, you've mentioned about the Haveli and the thing, but what was the conversation in your head which was going on? Why did you even look out? Because Tata Sky was something which was exciting, it was a growing business, premium, all the rest. So what was the talk in your head when the Saregama came by, or how did it come by?
Honest answer?
Yes?
Midlife crisis hit me, right? I started thinking right now that how long in my life will I continue playing safe? Right? Many of you people, when you start looking within, you start realize that we make compromises with our professional life, with our personal life throughout, thinking right now, यार यही ठीक है, अब इससे better कुछ हो नहीं सकता है, ये करेंगे तो ये गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. We are so scared of how we may end up hurting other people, how next lot of decisions of ours are going to go all wrong, that we don't take any major risk in our life. And it was one of those famed parties that Ajit was talking about. I had this team member of mine who, in one of the, suddenly after I think having a couple of drinks, she stood up and she gave a lecture to all of us. And that lecture still stays with me. That when you are dying, have the regret that you tried and you failed. And don't have the regret that you really wanted to do something right now, but you never had the balls to go back and do it.
Wow.
And that just stayed with me. Sure. That what am I going to do? Am I going to keep on earning this very good salary at Tata Sky? My managing director at that time had just renewed his contract for 5 years. I was like, will I, because society expects me to do, that's a right thing to do. My family also thought that's a right thing to do. Everybody thought right now that Tata Sky, I was there, I was in the limelight. But that's not what I wanted. I wanted to take a big risk in my life to prove to myself that you can do things which other people think you cannot do. Turning around Saregama was a challenge, and it was accepted as a challenge by everybody. And I just found that part the most exciting thing in it.
Wow. When did you get bored of Saregama?
At this juncture, not just me, I tell a lot of all my team members, even the junior kids, that the day you get up in the morning, and when you're shaving or you're getting ready, in case of a lady, and you start thinking, yaar, office jaane ka man nahi hai. And it happens 3 days in a row. Just put in your resignation.
Wow.
No job is worth it. Because life is limited. I don't believe in reincarnation. Right? According to me, there's only single life. We spend 10 hours of that single life every day in the office. More time than we spend with anybody else. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, go ahead and do something else in life.
Wow.
Don't stay in this job. Nothing is No money is worth it.
I think that's worth the weight in gold. You come into Saregama and everybody's talking about entertainment and everything going digital, and you take a massive stand backwards, get into a dabba and make a hit out of it. I mean, what are you?
I'll make it even better, guys. So, without taking names, somebody very senior in the system, I'll leave it in the system, said this, ये इतना पैसा दे के क्या संजीव विक्रम को इसलिए लेकर आए थे कि फिर 20 साल पुराने लेके चला जाएगा कंपनी को. This I heard through somebody then. So that was the reaction that was there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge believer of consumer research. I was telling him the other day, from 2005 onwards till 2014, that when I was there at Tata Sky, every month for these 10, 11 years, every month I've visited 25 customer homes. Because what starts happening, and I'll elaborate this, as you start becoming successful in your life, you start losing touch with reality. You start believing right now that everybody can afford a 300 rupee drink or a 200 rupee coffee. Everybody carries a 30,000 rupee phone. Car is the normal reality of life. Paying 300 bucks for a multiplex, what's a big deal? You start forgetting that the real India, which is known as Bharat, is very different. We start believing in this progressive society, while the real India is still living in those the regressive serials you talk about at Stars, Zee, Sony. That's India. And for me, it was very important right now that I constantly remain in touch with that India if I want to do decent in my career. During when I joined in right now, this is massive study we people had started to go back and understand the music consumption behavior of people in India. During that study started coming out very, very clearly that people love our music. They love Mukesh, Rafi. This is primarily 35, 40 plus age group that you're talking about. But they hated the fact that ये HMV Saregama company तो सारा music दबा के बैठी हुई है. They just don't put the music out right now. They were in fact angry with us. We started probing because our music was there on Gaana, Sawan, pirated. This age group right now, and now I relate to it. 10 years back I never related to it. The moment you start crossing this 40 part, you start getting scared of new technology. Yeah. Right? I'm not making a sweeping statement. I'm sure many of you guys are very tech savvy in general.
But that's true, yes.
Somewhere the fear of new technology starts creeping in. So if your son and daughter come back and tell you, hey, you can listen to music on Gaana or Sawan, you may play around a little bit right now, then say, pata nahi kaun se button dabane se kya ho jayega. That's a feedback we started getting. That listen, and on YouTube their problem was all throughout, ये गाना करते हैं कोई और नया गाना आ जाता है, बीच में ऐड आ जाता है, हमें नहीं पता क्या करना है अब. तो that started putting a germ of an idea in our head. A lady I always quote, here I was in Kanpur and I was part of this focus group, and after the focus group people dispersed and they were talking to me, and this lady tells me, somehow finding me young enough to call me beta, she tells me, beta एक बात बताऊं आपको, हमारा ज़माना बहुत अच्छा था. वो रेडियो के ऊपर FM वो मीडियम वेव विविध भारती चलता रहता था, मैं खाना बनाती रहती थी, बच्चे आप उसी में अपनी पढ़ाई भी कर लेते थे, सब हो जाता था, और ये लौट कर आते भी थे तो चाय पीते पीते भी पीछे वो चलता रहता था रेडियो, बड़ा अच्छा लगता था. That's something which I related to immediately because my family, something exactly same used to happen. I've been introduced to Mukesh songs, though I look that old, I'm not that old to have been related to Mukesh songs. But Mukesh songs, for me, is the dharohar of my mom to me. Because at all times, medium wave used to be on. And one used to be exposed to Raj Kapoor ka music a lot at that time. And I started thinking, maybe there is a case for a lean back listening experience. In our fascination to run after these millennials and these 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds who form 65% of India, we marketers often forget the remaining 35%. Sure. The remaining 35% of India is bigger than any of the European countries. And you know what? They've got money in their pockets. ये जो youngsters हैं, लुखे होते हैं सब, माँ बाप से पैसा लेते हैं, where will they spend money? Money is sitting with many of the you people sitting out here right now, where the money starts going into the pocket. If we can go out there and tap that segment, there's money to be sitting. Who talks to this segment? Insurance companies right now. That's banks, which are the interesting brands which are talking to that segment. We have a music which relates only to that segment. I don't expect an 18-year-old to go back and listen to Mukesh, right? We will try, but it's not easy. It lends itself very easily to a 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old person. They want a lean back listening experience. They don't want complications out there of the music. We said, okay, if you believe, and if you believe, you need to, that's another very important part right now. The difference between an entrepreneur or an employee, once again, you need to believe and you need to take the risk and you need to be ready. What's the worst case scenario? And I'm telling you, I was ready. Worst case scenario will be, it will be a disaster. What will be further worse than that? Your boss is going to go back and say, 7 MDs went, you will be the 8th MD which just goes out right now. You should have that kind of self-confidence कि नौकरी तो मिल जाएगी, right? As long as you know नौकरी मिल जाएगी, you start believing what you believe in and start doing what you believe in, rather than be this scared part right now that वही करो जिसमें risk ना हो.
So the same concept which was working throughout your
for me,
life.
it's the driving philosophy right now.
Yes, yes.
That you need to go back and believe in yourself. You need to go back and believe in what you're doing.
Sure.
You cannot do it because it's you're earning some amount of money. You firstly have the belief right now कि उसका 75% तो कोई भी दे देगा आपको बैठे हुए. And do what you really want to do.
Can we spend a couple of minutes on the marketing strategy of Carvaan? Because I don't think I have seen many products which have not got advertised. You don't see any billboards or newspaper ads or anything, and they've just got the imagination of a whole lot of people. I think the advertising began much later, after Carvaan became a success. The rest was all word of mouth. It was all social media. Was it a thought out strategy? I mean, what drove you to, go along with that kind of a marketing strategy? I mean, it's fascinating to
Tata
me.
Indica.
Are you
That's
serious?
where Tata Indica came back. 1999 when we launched Tata Indica, first Indian car, had enough amount of hype which was there in the market. We launched fully paid bookings. 118,000 bookings came at 3 lakh rupees at 1999. We did not know, and the production capability of Tata's at that time was 30,000 units on a per year basis. And we had 118,000 fully paid bookings. That just left me with this, that if the product has got inherent strengths and appeal, it will just move on word of mouth basis. That's what gave me conviction. Nobody knew it's going to work out or not going to work out. When the product was getting ready, we got it tested with the customer, and there was a wow coming from everywhere. In fact, my research agency came back and told me that in their entire working history, they've never seen this kind of a positive reaction coming for a new product concept. Which told us right now that maybe it's worth taking that kind of a punt. Very slowly we started realizing that the demand was far higher than supply. Anyway, we had no option. अगर advertise करते तो और फंस जाते.
Very true.
So we said, okay, let's be in a good enough position right now. Let's not advertise. Let the demand go back and keep on sucking out whatever supply we were giving in. And we took that time. It was a very conscious call, very contentious call with my boss at that time, who was after me to go back and ramp up the supply. And my biggest fear at that time was that if we remember, Saregama had not done a consumer product for over a decade.
Oh, absolutely.
CDs were like a decade back roughly. If we ramp up, we have no experience in this area, quality will go for a toss, customer service will go for a toss, and if the brand gets a bad name, what will people say? Saregama se to kuch hota hi nahi hai. Aaj tak nahi kar raha, abhi kya karenge? We don't want to take that risk. So we were enhancing supply in an extremely regulated fashion right now, so that we could keep control on quality. Even an Apple X or Apple 10 has had more issues right now coming in right now than, honestly speaking, than Carvaan has been able to do.
I bet.
Because we are scaling it up. We are not geniuses out here. All we said, we will not scale up right now in a crazy fashion to manage the demand.
Okay.
It's again the self-belief. Demand jayegi kahan? The people who want to listen to my music are our captive customers. Our T-Series cannot take them, Sony cannot take them, Ghana and Savan cannot take them, they're ours. Ramp up in a fashion right now that the quality is stable, word of mouth will become positive. Then when your supply is 100,000, 150,000 per month, that's the time go back and do marketing in a big fashion.
Fabulous.
What we also did in the meantime right now, kuch nahi karte hue possible nahi tha, started seeding Carvaan with the big influencers in the market. A lot of TV celebrities, filmy celebrities, cricketers, a lot of journalists were given Carvaan. And the product was that damn good that everybody started raving about and started talking about it.
Massively written about
Yes.
all over. So that
Yes,
was
Carvaan
advertising.
is really been written about.
Yeah, Very true. Very true. What's the next step for Carvaan? I mean, is the market still big enough for it to absorb a lot of it? Or are there variations which are going to come, which have already started coming, of course? So, what's the next step for Carvaan per
See,
se?
Carvaan per se right now is at least a 25 million market. Ajit out here may not agree with me, right, because he has to fulfill that number. But it's a 25 million market, right? Who will like to buy a Carvaan? To reach that 25 million market, we are not even half a million yet.
Okay.
To reach that 25 million market, we may have to come out with variants. We may have to come out with cheaper price points. We are also looking at a more expensive Carvaan.
Right.
You cannot play this game right now half-heartedly.
Sure.
Now that we are into product game, we are going to play this all the way. So you will have a product coming from our side from a 2,000 maybe all the way to 14 and 15,000 rupees, changing every year, coming out with different colors, coming out with different features, the way a mobile game is played.
Sure.
Distributors love it, customers love it, advertisers love it, press loves it. It will make money.
Fantastic. So, there's life in it.
There is serious. We
There's a
spend
lot
more
of
time
life
right
in
now
it,
at this
yeah.
juncture on the product than we do on the marketing of the product. Product is the key right now for us.
I bet. So, do we expect some major marketing efforts in terms of visibility coming out now? Advertising? and
Yeah,
things like that?
so what I'll
I see hoardings. Yeah. a
yeah,
few
so
of
what
it.
you will see right now, first proper TV advertising campaign for Carvaan is broken today. The first time we are hitting television in a mainstream fashion, and I'll request all of you guys right now, have a look at the ad. It's there on YouTube. Seems to be getting serious amount of positive traction, but we'll love to hear from you people.
Fantastic. Udley Films.
Udley, my favorite.
Udley. Where did the name come from? I mean, that's an interesting name.
Okay, I'll tell you right now when we are doing Udley. First, why are we doing Udley? Udley Films stands for films which are targeted at the younger age segment.
Okay.
Saregama today is doing everything for the 40 plus, right? That's what our catalog is. Udley is talking to 18 to 35 only.
Okay.
And our research came back and told us that age segment is a bit dissatisfied with Bollywood. They don't necessarily want only escapist cinema. They want a more gritty, in-your-face, realistic cinema. Obviously, 40 साल की उम्र तक आते आते इतनी लाइफ में थप्पड़ पड़ जाते हैं that you don't want to go to films and watch again gritty stuff.
Only Karan Johar.
Right?
then.
Only Karan Johar works for us. And that's reality, right? We want to escape the reality. At younger age group, you're still a stars in your eyes right now. You want to see that kind of realistic cinema. So that's what we're trying to get. There's a need gap out there. Udley is just fitting into that need gap. We will make realistic films which have got storylines you can relate to, not aspire towards.
Okay.
Relate to, show you a reflection, but not get into social. This is not NFDC kind of a content. This is not art cinema.
Sure.
This is hardcore entertainment, but touching very tough topics at times. When we were doing it, we started realizing that Saregama is Saregama is a company where Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, Mukesh, Rafi Saab connected hai. Us brand ke saath, if we get into this edgy content of ours right now, there may be a serious issue that may be coming in,
true.
right?
Very
The youngsters will dismiss it, saying Saregama ke naam se movie aa rahi hai, Papa ke liye hai. Papa will get upset right now कि Saregama के नाम से तुम picture edgy क्यों बना रहे हो? So we said we need a new name. But at the end of the day, we wanted to have some connection right now to make a good brand story with our pedigree, which is music. The next part is one of the few things in which my personal thing comes in. I'm a huge Kishore Da fan. Huge. I'm one of those people who will say Kishore Da over Mohammad Rafi anytime and people kill me for that. But I'm a huge Kishore Da fan.
We will meet after the interview.
Most people find it sacrilege to go back and say that. This is Kishore Das, this is that tipping of a hat to Kishore Das yodeling. This entire yodeling of Kishore Das, we wanted to somewhere pay our homage out, from which the word Udley has got derived.
Okay.
I'm personally also the marketeer, a big fan of coinage. Coinage means creating a word which does not have any meaning.
Sure.
Because then you can lend any meaning to it. The line, isko laga dala to life jinga lala. Now jinga lala means nothing. But now it depends on you right now, what new meanings can you give to that word. So brand has that power to do it. Udley is also means nothing. So in that sense, it's up to us. How do we want to build the word Udley?
Right.
So that's the genesis of the name Udley.
Fantastic. These films we've seen so far, edgy, yes, and very dark also. I mean, where are we going with this?
Nah. So one,
I mean,
Yes.
what was the choice? What's the
See, initial
rationale
choice,
behind the stories?
the rationale in the initial thought process was very clear. We'll come out with dark and edgy stuff in the beginning, so that people stand up and take notice. To be honest, when we were talking about this project of ours to buyers, people just laughed on our face, saying, "You guys remain a music label. You don't know jack shit about movie making, right? And we know you guys have made movies. Don't get into that area." We wanted people to take us a little seriously, and the nice way of taking seriously is come out a bit loud. So we said the initial set of cinema is more to make people stand up and take notice. Ajji, which is the first film,
Yes.
has exactly done that. Ajji has done, I think, 23 different film festivals right now.
23?
3 different festivals. Ajji is one of the most talked about films right now, coming independent cinema coming from India. Ajji has been written about from a Hollywood Reporter to Screen Anarchy to a Screen Daily. All the haloed editorials for movies have gone back and covered Ajji.
Okay.
So our agenda is fulfilled there. A movie after that, which has not got released yet, is also in the same space. But we also realized as we started moving in that if we make only dark and edgy, the TV guys are not going to take us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And TV segment is a huge buyer for our movies. So what you see now, which is going to come from Udly, is more about cinema, which is very strong thematically, but is not going to be dark at all.
Okay.
It's a cinema which is going to be uplifting cinema, but it is not a cinema which is trying to do a poor man's job of a typical Karan Johar film.
Sure.
Karan Johar film has to be mounted at that level with that extravaganza. We are making films right now which are relatively smaller budget films, and only stories that lend themselves to that kind of experience is something that we are going to indulge in.
So the difference between the kind of story which we are looking at, and in fact the entire strategy of Yodlee Films is very different from a strategy which a Farhan Akhtar might be doing with his studio or a Karan Johar might
Nobody
be
is
doing
doing
with
it
his
today.
studio.
See, that's why it's a high risk strategy also. Nobody today is making films in this much number and this budget, all strong thematically right now and without star cast. So what you're trying to do, a movie many of you may relate to is Lipstick Under Burqa. Imagine 12 Lipstick Under Burqas being done by us.
Wow.
So you suddenly become an organized player who's playing this. Our target is to make 100 films in 5 years. We have already crossed the mark of 10 in the first year itself. So we seem to be on track. To give you an idea, Yash Raj was founded in 1973. Till now has got only 75 films. Yeah, Yash Raj, I'm not going to compare us with Yash Raj, that's Amitabh Bachchan and of the world right now working there. But to give you a number, 100 films is a large enough library that tomorrow we can negotiate. Why are we doing this? I think this is another bigger strategy at play here. There are 350 million smartphone owners in India today, and this number is growing. Courtesy Jio, the cost of data has now fallen to $5 per GB. When I left Tata Sky 3 years back, this number used to be 350 rupees per GB. At $5 a GB, I can watch a movie. A movie, if you're watching on your phone, is less than a GB right now. So the cost has really fallen. One more phenomenon, I don't know how many of you relate to it. The travel time to office has gone up for everyone. For Bombay people, it has become maybe 1.5 hours, and while for an Ajmer or a Jodhpur person, it become from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. All of us spend more time. If you're in a train, you're in a bus, you're in a car, you're in an auto, you have to do something during that time. Smartphone हाथ में है, data सस्ता है, आप कुछ तो करोगे, गाने सुनोगे या picture देखोगे. We are saying we want to tap into that large segment. If not today, 2 or 3 years down the line, the need for content and differentiated content may just go through the roof. We want to be in that position to dictate terms at that time right now, that we have got really good quality differentiated content. Everybody's going to come across to us.
So we are not talking about getting into any vehicle. We'll be providing content to the
I think that's
vehicle.
another very important part. And that's another point, another gyan I'd like to give out there is, often people confuse that strategy means what to do. Yes, and there are management, some more management gurus also sitting in out here. I agree. Strategy means what to do. But I'm a big believer strategy also means what not to do. You need to be very, very clear right now when you go ahead that there are lots of things which will come your way. You need to be conscious right now that you will not do those things. I often have this fun conversation in my office कि नीचे जो पान वाला बैठता है मेरे ऑफिस के वो भी बहुत पैसा बनाता है. Should I get into that business also? You cannot, you need to take a call. Everything that pays money right now, you can't get into that.
Sure.
For us, on content, we are clear about our strategy that we don't want to be the platform owner. We want to be the content owner. We don't know which platform is going to make money. Whichever makes money will make tons of money. Netflix is there, Tata Sky is there, they're making serious amount of money. But for every Netflix, there are hundreds of platforms that got launched and got killed right now. When a Tata Sky makes money right now, there are a lot of people like a Reliance platform or Dish TV that don't make money. But the guy who always makes money is the guy who owns the content. Because it really doesn't matter that which car will win. Ford की ब्रांड चल रही है या जनरल मोटर्स जीत रहा है या मारुति जीत रहा है, पेट्रोल तो सबको चाहिए. That's what we are going to be into. The valuation you get if you're a content owner is not as high as you get right now if you're a platform owner. But the risk is also that much lower right now going in. We want to be the most differentiated content guy today in the market, both on the music side or the video side.
You know, the common thread between everything which you've said so far about the things that you've been involved with, the Indica, the Tata Sky, the Carvaan, I mean, there's a lot of innovation. You know, I mean, there's something which is different in the way it's been done or the way the product has been created. We could spend 2 minutes. What goes behind the process of innovation? I mean, is it something which is an idea which comes, or is it an idea which comes out of a discussion, or are you alone in a place? Is it something like a lightning hitting you? What's the whole process of innovation from the time an idea comes to the time it kind of fructifies and becomes something which is tangible? Can you talk about that process?
This concept right now that the idea hits you is this Eureka moment that
Eureka
happens
moment.
only in books. I don't think in reality, if any business leader goes back and says that this idea just came to me one day and I started building it, I think it's a little bit of vanity play there right now. First, it's always a very collective part. For me, the genesis of that always is to understand what consumer is trying to say. I'm a big believer of Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs used to say that consumer doesn't know often what he wants. Had consumer been asked right now, an iPhone would have never been born.
Yes.
And that's also a fact. But the Carvaan is also a fact right now that everybody said it's not going to work. Consumer said it's going to go back and work. Consumer research came back and told us that they are in the digital world, they are looking for an easy to use physical product. We just listened to the customer and that side worked out there. So I think both are equally important right now. I'm a big believer that you need to go back and talk to customers a lot.
Okay.
And then take a gut call. Gut calls on their own are, the risk value equation does not work in my head. Gut calls which are qualified gut calls, that you have met enough number of people. Second part which is for me has been very, very important, you need to surround yourself with people who can either nicely tell you or in your face tell you, but tell you that they don't agree.
Wow.
So, right, it's a tall claim I'm making right now. Maybe some people turn back and say, sorry, it does not happen. I like to believe right now that I am surrounded by people who, it's not necessary to be abrasive right now when you're telling your boss, sorry, I don't agree.
Sure.
But you need to find your own way to go back and say, I don't agree. What it does is, right now, it's not forces you to challenge your own beliefs also. Because if you trust that individual's instinct, you start thinking, am I going wrong? And that forces you to go back to the consumer market and go back and vet whatever your hypothesis that time was. So for me, it's an iterative process that happens. But in the end, you need to have the risk-taking ability in you. That, I'll come back to this right now. Great innovations right now come out only if you are ready to take that leap of faith.
Sure.
You need to believe in you. When I say you, it's the team which is going back and working on it right now. If they don't believe, it's not going to happen.
Fair enough. So
if Shah Rukh Khan starts believing right now he's not good looking, nobody will think he's good looking right now. So it's as simple as that. You need to believe in yourself first.
fair enough. So a very intrinsic part about this then is failure. I mean, everything can't succeed.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
So let's spend a couple of minutes on a few failures which Saregama might have had.
Yes.
I don't have line of sight, but I would presume that the apps which we launched, the devotional and the classical, I mean, they got lost somewhere.
Yeah.
Why? What went wrong? And what is the learning which a leader takes from such failures?
You know, then on the more than apps part, let me put it right now, the learning which I have, which is from Music Card that we launched. That's a better example. So we launched Music Cards. It's got a decent enough product right now. We did not do that well. Two things happened out there, right? after apps music card had happened, to I did not allow my self-beliefs to get shattered right now, saying that we are launching newer products and they're not working. So what will happen? Because if I start feeling that it's not going to work and things are going wrong, the morale of the entire company is going to go back and say, kuch nahi ho sakta.
Sure.
Second, that's where the boss starts playing. It's my boss who never made me feel at any particular time right now that, listen, ye kya karte ja rahe ho yaar tum? He kept on keeping well apart, and it's okay right now, as long as you're trying a newer enough stuff here, I'm backing it.
Oh, fabulous.
That combination is very, very important right now when you want to go back and do these kind of things. So you can take the failure on your chin and go back and say, it's okay. If I have failed for reasons right now that can be fixed next time, it's okay, let's go back and try it out again. Music card ka biggest learning for me was that if I want to be successful in this product wala part, I can't be defensive. I was defensive at that time. What I was trying to do is launch music card, launch the consumer business, but since there was nobody else who was directly telling me it's the right thing to go back and do, though I keep on talking about self-belief, even my self-belief was a little shaken at that time. Should I do it? What if it proves out to be a big failure? So I was going back and trying to take those mini steps and saying, thoda launch kar lete hain. वो जो कंपनी के लोग हैं उन्हीं से काम करवा लेंगे. Now here, I'm making a B2B guy, right, who has only done B2B business in his life, suddenly trying to do retail business. Because I did not want to go and incur the large expenses of building an entire sales infrastructure. What if the product does not work? Carvaan was still there on paper at that time. That's a huge learning I got there at that time. That if you believe in something, then you better give it your 100% or don't do it. ये half-hearted काम नहीं होने वाला है.
Sure.
And a large factor behind the success of Carvaan now is, apart from the fact that and product being right also is, that we have gone out there and invested in people that are needed right now to get the right product, right sales infrastructure, and you will see the same thing from our side in marketing. We will be spending a large amount of money on marketing this year. We can take a call right now, chota thoda karke karo. Now we are saying, okay, we have tested the waters right now. We now need to really play it, scale it up. It may work both ways. Parag belief says right now, it's going to work. We'll take the big risk.
So, to that extent, a failure is something which you put behind, learn from it, and move on.
Yes.
But the support which you require is extremely,
It is.
extremely critical.
It is. I'm telling you, if by any chance you start seeing that feeling from your boss, right, or a boss or any of the senior management,
Sure.
people are above you, कि यार ये क्या हो रहा है? Suddenly you will start withdrawing back into your shell. And you start thinking, यार ये तो बहुत tricky काम है. And easier said than done, because at the end of the day, remember, if somebody is your boss, you are also somebody else's boss.
Oh, absolutely.
You need to maintain that all throughout, and all of us make that mistake. The people who reach that particular level, like Mr. Goenka is a good enough example. I have not seen my tenure with him ever giving me this feeling in spite of failures coming in. यार क्या कर रहे हो?
Which is so
Right?
tremendous.
Which for me is a huge learning experience going in right now, that the same thing needs to get percolated down.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But yeah, you cannot make the same mistake the second time.
fair enough.
That's very, very clear
Then
right
you
now.
need a kick
Failure
in the
is okay.
back. Yes.
In Saregama, in our HR part, we keep on repeating this. I use every forum to repeat this. People who constantly keep on failing and keep on failing for no reason, maybe you're going to get a promotion. I have no issues. But people who think they can be in a corner, not do anything, but pass along, guarantee right now that job will go away. You need to try out newer things in your own smaller ways. Not everybody can have a launch of product. Change the process. The way you cut a collar, ring back tone, can that be changed?
Sure.
You have to challenge status quo at all times. That's the essence of life also.
Fair enough. I think, I don't know if VC Saab is here or not, I think we should have something called the most spectacular failure of award, which will encourage people to really think out of the box and do something which is really, really different. Can we spend a couple of minutes on the future of Saregama? What is your vision of it? I mean, apart from the products which we talked about, okay, you have this vision for Carvaan, this thing which is happening with the films. Is there something else which you are planning, which is like, another part which you're looking at to take Saregama to the next level?
No, so we have kept our vision very, very clean, simple, precise. We want to be the biggest content IP company in this country. To
Okay.
reach that particular level right now, we need to invest in a lot of new IP, right? Music, TV, films, wherever IP stays with us, that's the area we're going to invest in. To find money to invest in that, we need to monetize what we own far better than what we people are doing.
Okay.
So constantly improve your monetization of existing content so that you can keep on investing in new content, keeping this company relevant 20 years down the line, and hopefully being the single largest source of content in this country.
But the way music is created and absorbed has changed so much. I mean, you used to make music, money out of music through the CDs and the cassettes, but now it's downloadable, it's free, it's available on YouTube, anybody can listen to it. So,
Check the results on Monday. Check the results on Monday. You still can make money out there on music.
Okay.
You know, that's another another of those kidas that I have. When I was joining this industry, everybody told me this, that nobody makes money out of music these days. Nobody wants to pay for music. I think Carvaan, with all due regards, is a slap in the face of every cynic who said right now you cannot make money from music. Where I was coming from, do you still go out there spend money right now on a movie or on a cup of coffee and tea? You do. Have you stopped listening to music? No, music consumption has gone higher. Per number of minutes of music consumption in India and globally has gone up year after year.
Wow.
Then if I add, only thing that has changed is how you package the value in music.
and the vehicle.
So for me, it's a value driven right now.
Okay.
Is a vanilla, a song being given to somebody, maybe people don't see too much of value in it. So what is Carvaan? Carvaan is less about music. Carvaan is more about convenience of listening to the music. You just repackage it, and money is sitting out there right now for you.
Okay.
Same thing is for Udly. People often joke this, that if you are a multi-millionaire and you want to finish your money very fast, invest in an airline or a car company or get into movies. Right? These are just places right now that keep on sucking cash.
Yeah.
And we want to prove that wrong right now, that the business of making money of movies can also be a very profitable business, provided you are very clear of what you are trying to do. You are not in the vanity game. You are not here to make the next Mughal Azam or Banner. You are in the business of making good movies, but most importantly, profitable movies. And you can go back and achieve that.
Fabulous. Fabulous. All this requires people. You have a particular way of looking at people. What is the kind of team you choose? Because everyone comes and chooses people in a different way. Some people choose people who are better than them. Some people choose people who are like them. Some people choose something which supplements their strengths. I mean, what is your outlook when you're looking at people? Because that also brings into play delinking people, because there are some who don't fit with the vision of people you have. So how does that play out?
See, two things are important right now for me. I in fact look for people who got a skill set which is very, very different from mine. And if you start seeing my team structure, the three revenue facing or front facing roles that I have right now, all three are skill sets where I am not even 1 out of 10. My skill set, which is more of product and marketing, we don't have anybody sitting in out there right now at a topmost level. So you have getting people right now who are coming with backgrounds which should be very different from mine right now. Then cohesively to work in as a team. Second is value getting added. Otherwise, everybody will say what I am saying right now. Then that's a sure shot way of taking the company to ruins. That's one. But the one thing I want similar to mine is the person who sees the cup always half full. I can't handle people who see the cup half empty. Pessimism has no place in life for me. And that's something I'm anal about. It's okay, failure is going to happen right now, but saying right now, kuch nahi ho sakta, this place is for doom, पहले भी हो चुका है, कभी कुछ नहीं करा, आज भी काम नहीं करेगा. Those kind of people, it's very difficult for me to survive around them.
But you know, one thing which you just said, and one of the things which a whole lot of leaders suffer from, is that they want people who agree with them. You know, I mean, I can give you hundreds and hundreds of examples of leaders who say something and who want people to agree with them. So you are going the other way. You want people to literally examine what you are saying, criticize you, give you feedback. Where does this differential?
No, it's very difficult. So I like to believe I'm able to do it. I'm sure I also make mistakes right now. See, ego is a very, very tricky thing, right? And handling that position of power right now, where you know that your word can be the last word if you want it to be the last word, is a difficult thing. Second, what happens as a leader, you know you've got a little more experience out there. Maybe that's the reason you are the leader. You start thinking, my thinking is the right thinking right now. Maybe this guy is not fully qualified. So it's always a tightrope balance. If I tell you that I'm the ultimate Bhagwan Rama who always does the things right, it's bullshit. I'm sure I make the equal number of mistakes right now. We try to push my way a little harder. But where it helps me is if I am getting skill set of people right now where I don't understand that area anyway that much right now, then I respect that sentiment also more. For me, I need to respect your skills and then I'm ready to listen to anything coming from your side. But if you can't inspire confidence in your own skill set, then thoda problem hai.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, that's the beginning, really. That's the beginning, really. Saregama is known pretty much for a very cut and dry approach to delinking people. Any thoughts on that? I mean,
You need to elaborate.
okay.
There you get into controversial topics right now.
The thing is, we've been known as a group which is pretty big-hearted to people who have not always performed. There's a lot of leeway which is given in terms of the coaching and all. You have a different view to that?
I'm a big believer of carrot and stick. This is a fight. Let me answer this question another way also. Every time this June, July time starts coming in and the appraisal time starts coming in, this fight keeps on happening right now that if the approved increment is, for the sake of argument, 10%.
Sure.
Right. One thing is that you give everybody between 8 to 10%. Second is you give the top performer at 20%. But for top performer to get 20%, somebody should be getting 0. Otherwise, maths is not going to go back in.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer of 20-0.
Okay.
Right. So people who are performing, people who are moving ahead, they should believe right now very, very clearly that they have been rewarded. And people who are not should also understand that अगर हम नहीं करेंगे तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा और करेंगे तो there's a
बहुत
pot
कुछ
of
मिलेगा.
gold which
Yeah.
is sitting out there.
Yeah.
वो जो feeling है कि यार करो तो 8% मिला, नहीं करो नहीं 8 करो तो 10 मिला, नहीं करो तो 8 मिला, what's a big deal? That's something I have a huge problem with.
Okay.
So I do swing. So my carrot and stick, both angle is a little wider.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But how do you inspire people? I mean, is it by personal example or is there I mean, there are a lot of leaders who have a lot of ways in showing the team that this is a place which can really, really celebrate, work hard, do well. It's inspirational. You know, you talk about inspirational leadership. So from your side, what is that ingredient which really you think inspires your team?
I don't know. Let me be honest with you, right? I'm not being modest. I don't even know whether they're inspired or not.
Fair enough.
Right?
We'll go back
I
to
don't
you
know.
for that. Yeah.
All I know right now is I enjoy what I do. And sometimes when you enjoy what you do, it shows. Or I'll say most of the time, if you enjoy what you do, it keeps on showing out there.
Yeah.
Right? And I think somewhere that lens puts up atmosphere of positivity all around. I'm not trying to be positive. I genuinely enjoy what I do.
Okay.
I itch to come to the office right now and try something new right now in the space that I am in. And that creates its own positivity all around. If I'm lucky if people are getting inspired by it. Do I do any conscious stuff right now to show, to inspire people? Let me put it this way.
Fair enough.
Now, yeah.
Fair enough. You can be what you are and hopefully everything falls into place around that.
That's the part I try
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
back and
Fair
do.
enough.
I don't want to portray a false personality that people go back and say, ये जो बोलता है सब बकवास है, बोलते कुछ है, करते कुछ है. I am what I am.
Fair enough. Do you think it's time to talk something personal with him now? Enough of work and all. Tell
As
us
long as you're
about
asking me Sri Devi versus Madhuri Dixit, then I can answer. Or a Deepika versus Priyanka, I can answer.
Tell us about your family. What's your family like?
I've come from a relatively smaller family. Always had the complaint right now. Did not have too many brothers and sisters. I have one younger brother.
So you're a small town person?
I like to, now I believe right now Lucknow is in the Jaipurs of the world of small town. When I was living there, I thought they are like God's gift to mankind. Right? So my initial schooling is all from Jaipur.
Okay.
And then my dad was in a transferable job, so moved to Lucknow and then did my next round of schooling from Lucknow. Then went into my Roorkee engineering and worked and back to Lucknow for my management.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, but my entire corporate life has been practically in Bombay.
Okay. So you call yourself a Bombayite?
Now I call myself a Bombayite.
Bombayite.
Right? Bombayite whose father lives in Lucknow. That's how I describe myself.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Children?
I have two kids.
Okay.
Right. I have a son who's 18, turning 18 now, and a daughter who's 15.
Oh, okay. Wow. What are they doing?
My son is studying in Doon and will be leaving for his undergrad now. Still debating in his head where he wants to go.
Okay.
Right. My daughter is a disabled child
Okay.
right now, so she stays with me only.
Oh, okay. I believe you're a single parent.
I'm a single parent, hopefully not for long, but I'm a single parent.
Oh, lovely. Great.
Ah.
How does it, what does the dynamic be like with children who are,
It's a wrong forum to start saying this right now. All I can say is, before that decision was taken, my general feeling always was right now that it will be very bad for kids. The funny part is, after the decision was taken, my son came back and asked me right now, but why didn't you guys take this decision earlier?
Oh, wow.
And today, he's in fact far closer to both of us than he ever was earlier. Right? The equations have changed. I'm not advocating divorce or splitting as a way of life, right? But all I'm saying is, at times, the fear of what may happen is far bigger than actually when the things finally start unraveling. The ghost, and we do this every time, whether you have to go back and do a bungee jumping or take tough decisions of your life, you're always very scared, bloody hell. जब करने बैठो तो मुझे लगता है what's a big deal?
So right. Who's the first person you think of when you think of the word successful?
Difficult word for me to go back and say. I actually consider myself successful.
Super.
Right? Because successful for me is not monetary. Successful for me is not what have you built. Successful for me is right now, are you happy?
Which is
Happiness is a way, so I'm sorry I'm being philosophical out here right now and I'm not trying to evade the question. But genuinely I believe, and very few people I meet are happy. And happiness has to be there at the core right now, that you are genuinely happy on your day-to-day basis with how life has panned out for you. I have no regrets. I don't want to rewind anything. I don't want to change anything. I don't want a next life. I'm very ambitious, but I'm extremely happy right now with the position that I'm in today.
the space you're in.
Yes.
In every which way.
Every which way.
Wow. So there's an element of fulfillment to whatever.
Yes,
it is.
there is.
Okay.
I don't have any discontent, and it's difficult. For someone like me right now with a disabled daughter, it's very easy to go back and have a regret in life or have a fight with Almighty. Right now, I don't. I'm actually very contented right now. The way I always tell myself that this had to happen to somebody. It might as well happen to me right now because I can take care of much better. Why is it that the law of probability say you always believe that the good things should happen to you and anything which is not so good should happen to other people?
True. So how much what happens in personal life affects one's working life or the rest of one's life?
It does. We will like to believe right now that we're two different people, and to a great extent, I'm able to compartmentalize my part. But one thing always seeps into another right now. So it's difficult to say. I think it's very nice to say I can keep it completely aloof, but no, they creep into each other.
Wow.
So the trick part right now is if you can start really enjoying what you do. I don't want a hobby. Honestly, my hobby is what? And trust me when I say this, even before joining this. Ajit can vouch for this. He's been working with me long enough. My hobby is to go back and dance to every old Kishore Kumar song. And I still do that. I love my work. Where do you get a chance right now to go back and listen to music whenever you want to go back and listen to movies? I'm a massive movie consumer.
Wow.
And I'm in the world of making movies right now. So I enjoy what I do. So I don't have to look for that time which is me time.
Sure.
My office is my me time.
Right.
You need to have a partner who understands that part also equally well right now. Then it just meshes very, very nicely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Any mistake you've made in your life which you feel, gosh, that's something which is life changing and I wish that wasn't there?
No.
Never
No,
ever.
I have no regrets right now, but I feel I was this stuck up, proper, useless guy right now who thought always do the right things in life and nothing else, and the right thing is what typically middle class families go back and teach you. I wish I had been more experimentative, I had been more risk taking, maybe from an earlier stage of my life. Okay. I believe right now people change a lot with age. I have changed a lot with age. I wish maybe I would have changed even earlier, but I know people who never changed, so I'm happy at least I changed.
Wow. So what would you say a person should do? I mean, there's always that point where you realize that there's something which is happening in your life which is dull and which is humdrum. So is that the point when you should start doing something different?
Do something rather than keep on regretting right now that I wanted to do but I could not do for reason A, B, C, D, E. Those reasons will never go away.
Yeah.
The reasons will always go back, be there. right? If you want to do something, if you really want to do something, in fact, you're not doing it, maybe you're not convinced enough to go back and do that.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair
So,
enough.
but if you really want to do something, only you can go and do it. Situations are not going to go back and change.
And I think
Suddenly,
that,
you want to go back and say, I've been working in the coal industry right now. I want to go back and start writing poetry, or I want to write a story for a film. I know umpteen number of people in Bollywood who have left cushy management jobs after IIMs right now and did it. Chetan Bhagat is a very good
Sure,
example right
absolutely.
now. Who would have expected right now somebody like him with a banking background can become such a big selling author? He's happy doing what he's doing right now. So if you really want it, try it out. What will happen? You will fail.
Worst come worst.
You should be convinced. जब fail करके भी आओगे तो पुरानी job का 75% salary पे नौकरी मिल जाएगी. That's all that's going to happen.
Touch wood, yeah. Childhood's best memories. What were you as a child? What was Vikram as a child?
My mom used to tell me right now I was a very, very naughty guy, but I refuse to believe.
Sounds right.
I don't know. Right? Most of the beautiful memories of my childhood are around food.
Around food?
Yes.
Oh my God.
My mom making something, my mommy making something, my daddy making something.
Oh,
So
lovely.
all memories are connected to food. And you know, what I've done right now is Carvaan, the biggest gifting is coming out there is to people with whom you share deep emotional bonds. And in my case, that's true. Practically everybody, including I think 87-year-old cook who used to be there at a home. I've sent Carvaan to everybody with whom I wanted to thank for the great food I had in my life.
How
while I was
wonderful.
growing up.
How
So for me, a
wonderful.
lot of beautiful memories are connected to
How
that.
wonderful. How wonderful is that? Wow. If you had to change something about yourself. This sounds
Impatience.
like impatience. Oh, okay.
I'm sure everybody sitting who's worked with me will go back and say the same thing about it.
But then wouldn't that have driven a lot of things to its fruition because of that impatience?
No, but impatience at times right now can get tricky because the other person cannot handle that impatience of yours. So a lot of people who have worked with me long enough now know how to play it. Right? They manipulate me all around and I know I'm being manipulated, but it just works beautifully out there. People who are relatively new to working with me right now, my impatience at times can get over on them. To them.
Okay.
So do I want to change impatience? Definitely. I think I'm a
Definitely.
bit too impatient.
Okay. Some deep breaths before you say something. Maybe it helps. Just a thought.
My problem is I will take even that also very, very fast out there. I'll be impatient. I'm in a rush for everything.
Oh, I've got so many things which I can talk about, but why not someone from the audience? I mean, so many things he's covered and he's been so frank about so many things. Any thoughts, any questions? We can get back to a few more questions which I have, but any thoughts from the audience?
Hi Vikram, I assume that both Carvaan and Udly are very close to you. But which one is the closest?
That's a tricky question. You know,
of course, I'm
you're
going to
pushing-
ask you a tricky question. And the second part of this question is, if you were to predict after the next 5 years, which one do you think is going to be a bigger story?
Okay, first is still a question I can attempt right now here. At this moment, Udly may be closer to my heart for the simple reason that's a weaker child. Carvaan has already proved its mettle in the market today. So Carvaan is that child who's already getting into his IITs and IIMs. Now finally he's going to go from Harvard and join a top management company. So it's on the right track. Udly is in infancy right now and requires a lot of hand holding. All the cynicism towards B2C products of ours is gone. There's still enough cynicism left towards the film side of ours. That needs a greater push coming from our side. In the long run, 20 years down the line, in terms of relevance, Udly is bigger because Udly is investing in future. Carvaan is monetizing your present.
But I gave you a timeline, 5 years,
I'm
not
telling
20
you 20
years.
I'm telling you 20 years.
Okay, and now a frivolous question. Do you sing?
I don't sing, just don't. That's
No,
one of the regrets. I should have said that's one of my regrets.
No, I need
but I do
to-
a lot of I do a lot of drunk singing, but I need to be drunk for that.
I was just going to tell him the most entertaining part about every annual group conference is post 10 o'clock. I think Gautam will agree to it.
Lots
So
of
you have to
people-
be there for that.
I had people calling me up saying right now same thing's going to get repeated this year or not.
So there you are.
Yeah, hi Vikram.
I,
Vikram, I see most of your ideas today are being driven by strong belief in what you're doing. So what's your reaction or thought about the plan B? Looks like you always have a plan A in which you execute very well and that goes out. Do you ever look at plan B or what's your belief about having a plan B?
No, so plan B always has to be there as a leader. If you think otherwise, the moment things are not working, how are you going to make it work? So plan B always has to be there at the back of your mind. So had Carvaan not worked, and we people are writing some 75% increase in our top line this year, does that mean right now we would have been stuck at 8 to 10%? No. In a way, Udly is one of the plan Bs, and there's already a plan C which is working in right now out here, is that if Udly is not able to reach the level that we want right now, which is the other big revenue source that's going to come into the company. So as a leader, you need to go back, take your punts, but at all times be ready that it can fail. There's nothing which is above failure. If Facebook can launch the home application and fail gloriously, Apple launched their Newton out there and failed gloriously, who are we? So no, I work with plan B. I don't challenge fate that much right now, saying that every time I'm going to be right.
Thanks.
Here.
Hi Vikram.
Hi.
This Carva is not only carrying 5,000 musics, what I understand that it's carrying our childhood memories, the feeling of a transistor, right? So ye dil mange more. Do you have any idea, in future plan for something like gramophone set, looking like it will be looking like a gramophone set, but it will carry, this digital musics.
One of the product extensions of Carvaan may be this.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's very much there on the cards right now. Either launch a proper gramophone with LPs, or do a gramophone look-alike, which has got digital music in it. There is nothing. See the way we people look at it right now. There is nothing which is not there on the drawing board. We are playing around with multiple options right now, deciding maybe something will click, maybe others won't.
No, you can just control the rotation of the disc. Suppose a music of 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So it will just, the disc will rotate for 5 minutes or 3 minutes. It will be controlled automatically by a motor. And it is a technical part. So people will feel that a gramophone is, the record is going on, the record is playing and the music is coming out.
It's there.
Thank you so much.
It's there on the roadmap.
Okay, thank you.
Super. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sir, I just want to ask what is your take on the independent music scenario in India today?
Independent music.
Yeah, independent basic music, because what we see that the film music gets a lot of promotion, which is much more than what independent music gets in India today. And people like Sonu Nigam, they are not bringing out independent basic albums. So what is your take on that?
Okay, first, in our culture right now in Saregama, we try very hard, nobody calls anybody sir. So there's literally a fine right now that's applied on people who call anybody sir, right? So if you were asking me this question as press, my answer may have been a little different. I would have said the right things there. But let me be honest, we have tried before I joined, even after my joining, to put money behind independent music. Sorry, it does not sell. Independent in India, the fact of life is, from beginning, leave aside Rabindra Sangeet, leave aside some of the classical music that is there. Only thing that sells out here in India is filmy music. So we can go back and keep on making attempts right now to revive independent music. Company will not make money. So Saregama as a company is very clear, no more independent music coming from our side. Only music we are investing in is film music. It may not sound very good, but that's what it is right now. It's again the game of strategy here. Money is limited. Whichever area we want to be in, we want to dominate that area right now. And the area we want to dominate at this juncture is film music. We haven't bought film music for over a decade now. We are coming back into this and we will dominate it, but not split our resources between film and independent.
But how do you keep fit with your hectic schedule? You travel. I mean, you are fit. What
You need to control your diet. The good thing for me is I'm not a dessert freak. So
Okay.
it helps right
Oh, that
now at
helps
all
hell of a
times.
lot, yes.
And I'm very strict with my lunch, which is the bad thing to say.
Okay.
Jasab keeps on getting angry with me every time I go to his office. I don't eat lunch. But I'm very strict with my lunch because dinner I'm not able to control. It always gets late and that's the time everybody's meeting. But yeah,
You skip lunch
no,
altogether?
I eat, but if I eat right now, it will be either some energy bar or some salad or something of that sort.
Okay. That's a thought.
I just keep on balancing. I'm not saying that's the ideal thing to do. I don't advise any young child to go back and do this. But that's the only way I'm able to keep control.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything which you like to ask Vikram about? A comment? Yeah, please.
You sound very entrepreneurial. Why not being an entrepreneur?
You use somebody else's money.
You know, so you're taking away what we're going to talk tomorrow. The entrepreneurship right now is a philosophy. And what we are trying to do in Saregama is exactly that. So the high that you get right now of managing something all on your own, taking all the risk on your own, is sitting out there. And to some extent share the profit also on your own right now. We are able to go back and manage it. So I am getting my high to a great extent.
I mean, just as an extension of this, there's this great thing which you hear about Google where they do this blue sky thinking and everybody is given these 7 days where you are supposed to do nothing but think of new ideas, and half the initiatives which they have come out with, the interesting ones, the Google map and the car which is with the driverless, they're all out of blue sky thinking by employees who have then been encouraged to take it up. Is that something which Saregama has brought in as a culture? Is that there's a grassroots movement which is there?
So we do it differently right now. For any, so we don't use that that forum within the company right now that effectively yet to come out with newer ideas. What we use very effectively is every time we are facing an issue with a new product or an existing process or a challenge in the market right now, we create a forum right now where people apart from the functional area whose problem it is start gathering. So HR people also come in, and typically the functional heads are never invited in that meeting.
Okay.
So functional heads are kept out.
Okay.
It's always the executive, senior executive, manager level people who are invited out there. It does two things for us, for me specifically. It gives me a cross-pollination of ideas, and it also tells me right now, gives me direct access to a little more junior level people in the system. Seeing that if there are bright sparks, can we take them out from what they're doing, which may be a little more routine job, and put them in jobs which are more rewarding both to the company and us. That we're using very, very effectively right now.
Oh, wonderful. But then entrepreneurship, I mean, somehow I think it would be easier for a company which can get into so many different things. You know, in terms of what would you say for an entrepreneurship coming up in a PCBL or a CSC? Where would that come from?
See, again, I'm thinking right now, it's the ownership, even with your process that you're working on. Let's talk about PCBL right now. Understand that one a little more, right? It's a process. Entrepreneurship is not always about launching a new business. The philosophy of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Entrepreneur always launches a new business.
Sure.
But the philosophy you want to go back and incorporate in is the feeling of ownership. When you take ownership right now, you are ready to go back and say, I will do whatever it takes to make it happen.
Okay.
Second part, when you're changing the process right now, you know it may fail, but you're ready to go back and say that I have done my homework. I think the gains to the company are going to be that much more if it works. I'm ready to take that risk. Putting your neck on the block is a very important part of an entrepreneurship right now going in.
Fair enough.
That philosophy, according to me, can work in every
Anywhere
company.
and anything.
That's what we are doing out here in our
Sure.
place.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Anything else? Anybody? Wow, so this has been a long journey. I think 1.5 hours. I haven't
You're
grilled you
tolerated.
too much, I think, have I? You've answered everything with such equanimity. I don't like it. I've been a failure as a questioner.
And I've not gone through your list yet.
You haven't. But thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.